Thank you so much for joining us. Juliet has the evening off. Questions swirl tonight after another unidentified object is shot down from the sky, this time over Michigan's Lake Huron. Details limited about what the object is and its purpose. We have team coverage tonight, starting with 13 on your side's Carla Byron, who explains why the White House says this may be happening.
We're learning President Joe Biden ordered a U.S. F-16 fighter jet to shoot down another airborne object over Lake Huron out of an abundance of caution. The Pentagon says the object wasn't a military threat, but a flight hazard.
We do not assess that these most recent objects posed any direct threat to people on the ground, and we are laser focused on confirming their nature and purpose.
It's the third time in a week U.S. fighter jets have taken down objects in North American airspace. Last weekend, a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon was shot down off the coast of South Carolina. Then on Friday and Saturday, an object was shot down in Alaska and another over northern Canada. Cooley Law School's Homeland Security law professor Michael McDaniel has a theory on their purpose.
These are being done, I think, for radar and radio signals, like perhaps including cell phones, not so much for photography, which can be done well with the satellites themselves.
In a press briefing, the White House says enhanced radar capabilities may partially explain why more objects have been detected. The DoD, through NORAD, has done two new things over the last several years.
We have sort of expanded the aperture. We've changed our filter so that we can see more objects. They're out there, but we just hadn't been tracking them before. And at the same time, we're using artificial intelligence to actually track and determine what those objects are instead of using human analysts.
Efforts are underway to recover the debris, and lawmakers are urging the Biden administration to provide more details about the objects. Senators will be getting a classified briefing Wednesday on China.
Carla Byron reporting there. The state leaders continue to share their findings and discussions with defense officials. 13 on our side's Josh Albertus continues our team coverage. He's joining us now. And Josh, you've spoken with multiple members of Michigan's congressional delegation. What are they saying?
Well, yeah, we've heard from state leaders following their defense briefings about the path of this object, potential threats posed to military infrastructure, and the ongoing process of the recovery of the wreckage, and to find out exactly what this was.
Michigan leaders remaining on high alert after a high-altitude object was shot down 20,000 feet over Lake Huron Sunday afternoon.
What we do know is that this object was identified to enter into Michigan airspace through the Upper Peninsula. It tracked through the Upper Peninsula and the northern portion of the Lower Peninsula. Following the jet stream, was not a maneuvered object, and then passed outside over our airspace through Alpena, and then was shot down using F-16s over Lake Huron.
That path potentially putting the object close to a key military installation in the state, Camp Grayling. The base operates as the main training facility for the Michigan National Guard and is the largest National Guard training facility in the United States. Representative Bill Huizenga saying he believes a potential security threat is reason for concern.
It makes total sense to look at places like Camp Grayling. We suspect that these are intelligence gathering opportunities. It is a fair question to be asking.
Many answers regarding the object's capabilities remain blocked as officials continue the search and recovery process for the wreckage at the bottom of Lake Huron.
Lake Huron has been choppy, so it's been difficult to recover. There's a joint U.S.-Canadian effort to make sure we keep eyes on that equipment and pick it up, but they're hampered by choppy waters.
Officials making clear they're ready for answers.
And you've got people on both sides of the aisle expressing that frustration that we're not hearing enough and certainly not getting it in a timely enough fashion. So I'm hoping that the administration and DOD is going to work on that because that is our responsibility to be representatives for our constituents asking these types of questions.
Now, it's likely we'll get a lot more answers on this object when that recovery process is complete. Kirk.